Welcome back, gentlemen. You might not have expected to see me today. I actually don't know when this is going to go up, but I wanted to make a video for this summer for the big news that I am making it out of the parents' basement finally, and I wanted to give one more video send-off for the studio, if you will, the black panels and the filing cabinet and this whole setups, because we're gonna have a new setup for this year. It's an era that is now over. 4 straight years of this forum, I believe this will be, and that means 4 different setups. We started in the dorm room at college, at the frat house, then I came back and did my room on my laptop, then I got a little bit of cheddar and made this whole little area for this past year's forum, and then we're on the up and up again, moving out. Not going to be a Festus Fantasy forum video, I just wanted to do something fun, and like I said, just give one more video in this setup for good time's sake. So I'm going to switch over to what we'll be doing today, and if you guys want to watch, go ahead. If not, no big deal. So gentlemen, this is what we're doing today. We're going to be doing some money best ball drafts. This is something that I've gotten into a lot recently, especially with my partner Dom. Shout out Dom, Nofo. Pulled together some capital, and we've been doing a ton of best ball drafts. And this has just been one of the funnest things I've ever done in fantasy. If you don't know what best ball is, it's a format, especially on Underdog. It's really big on Underdog, where you can pay money to get into a league of 12 people and then into bigger tournaments. So the format of best ball is you basically never set your lineup, you never make trades, you never go to the waiver wire. You're going to draft 18 players, 1 quarterback for starting lineup, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, and 1 tight end and 2 flexes. So you can have, who I just took, Jamar Chase here, get me 20 points, and then I can have some random Ryan Flanoy randomly go for 25. Flanoy's score would count over Jamar because Flanoy scored more. That makes sense. So you never set your lineup. It's fun. It's fun. I'm not going to be giving away anything to you guys because this has nothing to do with rankings. This has really nothing to do with the actual beliefs of my thoughts on these players. The real majority of the time is it's letting the board fall to you, taking advantage of players that are dropping in drafts, understanding strategy, and then getting an exposure of pretty much every single player. You're essentially building a portfolio of drafts, and within that portfolio is players with a certain percentage of times you've taken them. So it doesn't really matter who you like or not, because all you need sometimes is just 1 or 2 weeks for them to go off and get you those 40-point spike weeks that we see from the random Juwan Jennings a few years ago, or Wan'Dale Robinson last year against the Cowboys, or some random person, right? I guess Wan'Dale did pretty good last year, but you need to still construct a team very efficiently. You have to have a strategy of what you want to do, and you have to know where to pick your positions at, in my opinion. And again, not an expert at this at all. This is actually my first year really doing this, but me and Dom have really been into this researching, and we've learned a lot already. It's been great. So don't worry about this my rank section either. I just randomly went through and clicked stuff because Underdog makes you rank players before you can start drafting. Round 1 took Jamar Chase because he fell to me at the 103. I'm not going to reach on anybody. I think Jamar's the 3rd best player. You're going to take Jamar there, right? It doesn't matter. If I get to the 3 spot every single time, I'm taking Jameer, Bijan, or Jamar. That's just the way ADP falls. You don't want to reach and take a Jonathan Taylor there. That's just stupid. You don't play that game in best ball. A.J. Brown here on the clock. I'm going to go him here over Nico Collins. Best ADP available, and I obviously love starting 2 wide receivers. I'm going to try and also really emphasize some strategies like stacks. In redraft, you want to stack your quarterback and maybe top wide receiver. That's a great strategy, especially if you get Jamar. I'm obviously now targeting Joe Burrow, or I have A.J. Brown, so I'll target Drake May. In this, you really want to do stacks. You can stack wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, tight ends, 3rd stringers. It doesn't matter. You just want supercharged offenses on the same team. So right here, we got Jeremiah Love, Trey McBride, Rashee Rice, Chris Olave. ADP-wise, Jeremiah Love is the best player, which I'm not a big fan of this year. I'm really not. but I don't want to reach on Trey McBride. I've already taken him a little more than I'm comfortable with throughout my exposure of doing all these drafts. So I'm going to take Jeremiah Love, who I don't have. I think that's my first time taking him, actually. The end of the year, those spike weeks that he might get, we saw Genty do it last year on a bad offense. It's possible that he goes off a couple times. We don't need him to be a 30-point per game guy. We need him to score a bunch of points in weeks that my running backs 2 and 3 and 4, whoever, don't score points. And so when you look at the board now, you're kind of seeing all these teams here. There's actually only 2 really highly experienced players, and what you're going to really see is a lot of experienced players go running back, wide receiver to start. They like balanced teams. You can go double running back at the beginning here, like Christian McCaffrey and Kenneth Walker, but then you need to make sure you get at least 1 or 2 wide receivers after. So that's exactly what this guy, JSYK, did. Josh Allen goes to James Cook. That's a stack right there that you need to do. I've seen this stack probably in... If someone takes James Cook, they're going to take Josh Allen. I would not be surprised if on this turn, right here at the 4-3 or the 5-10, depending on the ADP, if DJ Moore goes to this team. Because you just want a super stack, quadruple stack, doesn't matter, good offense, especially when you have a super powerful quarterback like Josh Allen. For me personally, look, I'm looking at Jamar Chase. I would love to get a Joe Burrow at some point. I'm looking at A.J. Brown. I'd love to get a Drake May or even a Hunter Henry or even a Ramondre or Travion. Doesn't matter. Jeremiah Love. Strategy could be I look for Michael Wilson or Marvin Harrison later in the draft. Again, not going to really prioritize the Arizona stack because I don't think the offense is going to be good. But I'm really going to prioritize the Jamar Chase and A.J. Brown potential stacks because that's how you're going to score a lot of points. If you have a week where Joe Burrow throws Jamar Chase 2 touchdowns, it's going to be really hard for your best ball team to not score in the top however many teams that week. This is a tournament. This is a $7 tournament, so you go through the regular season. Top 2 scoring teams go to the playoffs with all the other top 2 scoring teams of those groupings. So this is a group of 12. There's like 46. So on the clock again here, I'm looking at the ADP right now. Cam Skatteboo's fallen to 46. I'm going to take him, and I love Cam Skattaboo this year. So I'm looking really, really balanced right now. And so I think with this build, if I don't get Joe Burrow, I'm going to punt the quarterback a little bit later and look to go for a maybe 2 quarterback build. I like 5 to 6 running backs and then at least 8 wide receivers, or at least 7 wide receivers, sorry, and then 2 to 3 tight ends, depending on where the board falls. Jalen Waddle, Jameson Williams falls, goes off the board, and we're almost up here. And this is going to be an interesting one. Devontae Adams or Travion Henderson. Maybe I go Quinshon Judkins. All of these guys kind of fall within the ADP. I'm really not high on Devontae Adams, so I really don't want to take him. So I think I'm just going to go with Travion. You want to stack the good offenses. You want to stack teams where you can get a big like a big points jump in 1 week. Again, you're not trying to play for floor here. You're trying to play to go boom or bust in best ball. I mean, that's really what you want to do. Another guy I really would have liked to have taken there was Judkins, just because I could go around and get a KC Concepcion, or I could go get a Denzel Boston there. Maybe I'll see who falls to me later, maybe Dylan Sampson. But I really do like Travion right there. So right now, still pretty balanced. The way the format is you start 2 running backs every week, so it's your 2 best running back scores throughout the running back position group on your team. We get 3 wide receiver scores a week, plus a flex. So I could be all 3 of these running backs and these 2 wide receivers. Oh, and then whoever I take in the 6th round. So I'm going to go here. It looks like I have a good chance at Drake May. I have a good chance at Joe Burrow. Since I am on this turn, I could look for Tyler Warren, but I really don't like going tight end at this range because with this best ball points per game that I'm kind of targeting, I'd rather go for the upside of these skill positions in wide receiver, running back. Again, feeling pretty good on running back, so I'm probably going to chill even if a guy falls to me.
unless the ADP is crazy. But like for this instance here, I'm not gonna take Jane Daniels if I don't have a Washington stack. Very rare that I would do that, and very rare that you'd want to do that. You wouldn't want to take Caleb. You wouldn't want to take Hurts, unless you wanted to do Mekhi Lemon and Dallas Goedert stack. You could do that, absolutely, but that's just not as efficient. So we're waiting here for the board. Again, I mentioned earlier Marvin Harrison. That could be a play. Also, Parker Washington on the Jaguars could maybe turn around and try and go get a Trevor Lawrence type stack with them. There's a lot to do here. You know, I really do like Parker Washington, so I don't imagine. I think with my team setup, it would be very, very smart to go with Drake May, and he just got taken, so I'm not going to go for that anymore, obviously. And now let's hope for Parker Washington. Unless Tyler Warren does fall 5 spots to me, I'm going to take Parker Washington. He's going to be on a great offense. I can look for a backdoor stack later in the draft, especially with a Britton Strange at tight end later rounds. And luckily to me, okay, no, I gotta take Tyler Warren here. I mean, he fell 6 spots. I wish I could take Parker. Maybe he falls again. Maybe he falls, but you know, 6 picks behind ADP. You have to take that. That's what I'm talking about. The value, letting the board fall to you. It doesn't matter who you like. It doesn't matter who you have. It doesn't matter what strategy you're trying to go for. You're letting the board dictate your strategy. You're not getting greedy. And yeah, so there goes Parker Washington. So now we go and look around here again. 3 running backs. I'm pretty happy with that. If Deke, you know what? Quentin's right here. You know I love me some Quentin Johnston, man. I've taken this guy. He's just been able to fall to me in a lot of spots. And I mean, I would be reaching about 5 picks here, but everyone else at ADP, I'd rather take that chance on Quentin Johnston, especially because you can also backdoor stack it later in the drafts with a Trey Harris, with an Arondé Gadsden, with a David Njoku. I've gotten pretty nasty with that. Again, you're just looking for boom weeks. You don't need consistency. You need a collective points per game total of around 50 of your wide receiver, essentially, right? If you want to make the playoffs. So every single week, your 3 wide receivers have to average 50 points. Doesn't matter who those wide receivers are. It doesn't matter when they play or their boom weeks. You just need 50 points a game from that group. I think the numbers for the running backs is about 30. So it's a little bit harder, especially because it's only 2 running backs. And then quarterback and tight end. I don't value those positions really well unless a stack really does fall to me. So I'll take 2 pretty mid-tier quarterbacks, maybe good for fantasy, that have just are at a discount this year. Like, for instance, a T-Law or a Jackson Dart, right? That's my target right now. It's Jackson Dart. I could also look to go with a Jared Goff like Lion stack. Maybe go with Sam Laporta, but again, I don't really want to because I took Tyler Warren in those middle rounds. There's really no point to go tight end again early. These are still pretty valuable players right here. Jacoby Myers, again, Jacksonville stacks. Michael Wilson, Josh Downs, Chris Godwin, Jordan Addison. Those are all pretty good players that can have big boom weeks and win you a lot of money in these things. Which, I don't know how if me and Dom will make any money on this. Like, we split our buy-in. We're going to split our winnings. He gave me freedom to draft as much as I can. So I appreciate that because this is something that I really care about doing and love. So yeah, looking back at it, not pause, but looking at the board now, I'm not going to take Laporta. I'm looking at how the board is falling. My next pick after 94 would be 99, so there's a chance that Jackson Dart would fall to me, and I think I'm going to have to take it. And I'm going to go with Josh Downs here. The reason, again, is because I can backdoor stack it with a Daniel Jones later, and I got Tyler Warren. You want good offenses. You want a lot of scoring. And unfortunately, Jackson Dart goes 1 pick before me, which is totally fine. We're just not going to go quarterback yet. We're going to stay the course. There's no need to press a position that we can take 3 of later in the draft. We can go 3, 5, 6, and 3 if we need to, or 2. Since I got Tyler Warren, I'm only going to go 2. Right here, I think we go Michael Wilson if he doesn't get picked. You know, looking at ADP, he's 5 ahead of ADP, and perfect. You know, Jeremiah Love. I get it, Michael Wilson's not on a great offense, but you never know, right? You never know. He's going to be in that puka, is what they say. So loving this team right now. I love this team. People might get scared that there's no quarterback, but it's fine. I promise it is fine because it's just a different game. And that's what I'm trying to show you guys, is that I'm not giving you any of my true feelings about these players. It doesn't matter how I feel about them. All that matters is the value that I get and my team structure, how the board is falling to me. That's all that matters. Right? I got 3 very good running backs. Do I think I'm a little bit behind? Yes. I probably would have liked to get some type of value, maybe where Downs is, but I can't take Pollard over Johnston. And the upside there's just no way I could have done it. Plus, I'm a little biased, but I'm expecting big things. I do think we probably go against the grain here and look for a backdoor stack with Baker Mayfield. Kyler's still there too, so I could go Kyler and Aaron Jones, maybe Juwan Jennings later in the draft. I'd probably rather go Baker here because I think Cade Otton is going to be a valuable asset in terms of a tight end. I think Ted Hurst, could backdoor stack that. You see the thought process here. You're trying to really pair up your quarterbacks with stacks. Like, no matter what, you cannot be drafting single quarterbacks because that's just you're handicapping yourself. They're gonna throw 20 touchdowns. You need to get 10 points on some of those touchdowns. That's why Drake May would have been perfect. Unfortunately, he just went before we could have taken him. Where did he go? He went round 6. You can't reach on him in round 5. You can't do that. He just didn't fall. Tyler Warren dropped because of that, and we'll take it. We only need to go 2 tight ends now. That's important for our skill positions. So now we can really go 3 quarterback if we need to. Baker Mayfield falls off the board. So now I'm looking at Bo Nix. I'm looking at Kyler Murray, and then I'm looking at Matthew Stafford. I hope so. I'm gonna get one of these quarterbacks. Probably prefer, but well, maybe I might not get any quarterbacks. So I might not. Okay, Kyler, that's fine. It's not the sexiest pick in the world, but it's all right because we know he's gonna get some people involved. So right here, look, can go Jordan Mason, can go Aaron Jones if he slips. Kind of slipping. So if he falls to 123. But then I could also look at the 10, like I could look at Wan'Dale Robinson, maybe grab a Cam Ward later again in the draft. Just trying to find all the opportunities possible to get stats. Right now, if Wan'Dale falls, I'll be pretty fucking stoked because that would be a great value, almost 10 picks below ADP, which would be great. All right, so I have a decision here to make: Wan'Dale or Jordan Mason. My running back room is a little weak, but Wan'Dale 10 spots behind. I think that's too good to pass up. Maybe that's an help. Like, there's not going to be a lot of good running backs coming out of here in these last few rounds. So we're shooting for upside. We're shooting for, hey, how can this guy get on the field in any way possible? So guys like Woody Marks here. Guys like Daniel Jones is going to be a huge target too, by the way. So we need to really start him to make sure. So Woody Marks, we're going to want to really target. Cam Ward, I should probably start in there too. These drafts are only 20 seconds between picks, so you really need to be alert. All right, so I want 2 more quarterbacks. That's what I would feel more confident with, considering how long I waited. Pick 118, so what was that, round 11? Round 10, almost 11. So I think we go 3 quarterbacks this roster build, and then finish with maybe 2 tight ends. I don't see myself going for 3 because of Tyler Warren. I really need Daniel Jones. That's a big target for us. I can get Cam Ward, then I can go Gunnar Helm later on, and then did Isaiah Likely just get taken? Yeah, he just did. And Cam Ward got taken. See, that was a huge reach. Yeah, he was like 140. Was he not like 140? That's a huge reach. You do not want to jump that far over for Cam Ward. As it hurts us. Obviously, that really hurts us because that would have been a great stack with Wandale, but it can still go Gunnar Helm here in the later part of the draft. But definitely need running backs now, so I'm going to really start to target them. Put you guys up here. Now I'll probably reach on running backs just because I do need to fill that part of my roadmap. Jonah Coleman, too. That's another interesting guy. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't really want to stack Algier with Jeremiah Love because they're on the same team. I know that's a popular strategy for redraft, but for best ball, it's kind of... I mean, you could do it. If I was really desperate, which I don't think... I think I'm going to get one of these three guys here, So you're just playing the ADP game. You don't care about who they are in a sense, especially in early parts of the draft. You're worried more about just your roster construction, getting good value. I think right here I'm going to get Tyrone, Woody, or Daniel Jones. Alright, we're going to get Woody Marks here, which is fine. Don't love the player, but maybe he has a big boom week. Okay, David Montgomery's old. I can see a way that it works. I can see a way that it works, and that's all that matters. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is my first time ever doing a live draft like this, and we're going to do one more. I think we're going to make this a little bit longer of a video. We'll do 2 $7 drafts. Just doing something new. Who cares? Right? It's fun. Just hear me ramble. Maybe you guys learn something and want to do this for yourself. You can win some big money in these leagues. I would say if you want to do it, get about $100 and then go on Underdog and just spread it out through multiple little drafts, especially cash or tournament style like this is. Daniel Jones still there. Please, I really hope he doesn't get taken. Really hope he doesn't get taken. And he doesn't. That's a huge break for us. So we're going to grab our second tight end here. Or, I'm sorry, second quarterback. And now I'm really liking this team. Really. No Minnesota stack with Kyler Murray. That doesn't feel great. But maybe we go down here and we find us a TJ Hawkinson. Maybe. We want 2 tight ends anyway. We just knock it out. It's going to be a good offense. Kyler likes throwing to the tight end. I can see a way this works. We just need it for 1 week, right? One thing I do want to look at is, what's this 5 week? 5 week 6, 5 week 13, we're good there. 5 week 6, 5 week 20, yeah. Check that. I probably feel more confident with 1 more running back. Could go Tajay here. Could go Brian Robinson. Thanks to that. Sean Tucker, I've actually been taking a lot in these best ball drafts because he, for some reason, has a week or two, a year where he drops 3 touchdowns in a game. That happened last year. Happened his rookie year against the Saints. Or was last year's rookie year? I don't remember. It was 2 years ago. I remember his rookie game, his first ever start, he dropped 4 touchdowns. He's like, who the fuck is Sean Tucker? He's a goal line guy, especially when you have 2 small running backs and Bucky and Kenneth Gainwell, not goal line guys. You see a world where Sean Tucker gets to be so very, very valuable in the best ball league. I could see that path. Looking at more quarterbacks. Right now, we're probably cooked on the quarterbacks, so that does suck. I probably round it out with Geno, and then look for. I guess I could go Jacoby Brissett. I guess I could do that. It's probably smarter. I don't imagine Carson Beck would ever start over him. I'll put him in there, just in case. And then Braylon Allen as well, or where is he? Here he is, Adonai Mitchell. That could be a back end stack that we get a little nasty. Just a little nasty. A little nasty never hurt nobody. A little nasty never hurt. Alright, let's go back to the board here. Let's see what we're cooking with. Jawan Jennings, Jonah Coleman, Deebo Samuel, doesn't even have a team. Hawkinson got taken, which is fine. It's unfortunate, but it's fine. I think right here I really would prefer Tajay Spears here. Really. And he does fall to us, which is great, so we're going to pick him up. Scroll back down to the board. Trey Harris, 2 picks before me. I love taking him this year. Antonio Williams, love taking him this year. Ryan Flanoy, same man. He's gonna get you a 20-point game. I don't know when it'll be. It might be a kick return game, and then he'll catch like 4 passes. But he's gonna get you something. That's the beauty of this thing. Isaac Tesla, another great pick there. On the clock here now at 171. My highest start is Brian Robinson, but I think I'm gonna reach here and take Sean Tucker. I haven't really been able to get him, so I'm probably good at running back. I think 6 is probably gonna be my cap, and what we're gonna target now is we're just gonna say Kate Otten. You know, have him fall. I'd be great with that. Don't let the board keep falling to us. We got 2 more rounds to go. Right now, our team is Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, Jeremiah Love, Cam Scattaboo, Trey Henderson, Tyler Warren, Huge, Josh Downs, Michael Wilson, Kyler Murray, Wan'Dale Robinson, Woody Marks, Daniel Jones, Tajay Spears, and Sean Tucker. Sitting at a 2-6, 6-1. They give you a point projection, but that can be easily skewed. I'm not too worried about that. Even if it's like ESPN, it's the same way. If you overload on quarterbacks, your projection total is going to be higher. It's just here's what it is. And there's some merit to that, I suppose. If you took 3 bad quarterbacks at the end of the draft and then really overloaded your skill players during the middle and early rounds, that could kind of offset that projection total, and your quarterbacks are going to do good, especially if they're stacked. But it's not a big deal, you know. Calvin Ridley's falling off a cliff. That's crazy. Where's Gino? Gino got taken. So Jacoby Brissett's forward. And he's going at 200 ADP, which will be for us 195. I would not ever reach on Jacoby Brissett, so I would take him at 214 or whatever quarterback is left, just as like a last call here. Hail Mary. You know, especially with, you know, these 4 guys right here, one of them will fall to me. Are they all great? No, not at all. Like this is a bad part of it, right? This is the bad area. Maybe we get frisky and take Carson Beck for no fucking reason. Looking at the board, we don't really want any of these guys, to be honest with you. Kate Otten got took. So I'm gonna take Pat Fryermuth here. Looking at the last pieces here, no one I can really stack, which is unfortunate. Jalen Naylor, as we know, is in Vegas now, so I don't even know wide receivers that I could take these guys. It's kind of, you know, didn't really fall the way we would have preferred, but I guess I can take Darnell Mooney here. Right, another guy I would have liked is Malachi Fields, but he's going to be at that last pick. So might as well take the ADP. I don't know, Mooney can maybe get a little frisky for us. You never know. Plus, it's a stack with Cam Scattaboo. Again, you're trying to get some good offenses. I actually think that Giants team is going to be a pretty decent offense. Let's look at some other teams real quick. Things that kind of stand out to me right here. 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends. But look at his quarterbacks, though. Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert, and Jordan Love. I'm going to be, again, not an expert on this at all, and I won't claim to be, but I know that's not what you want to do. You don't want to go bully quarterback, as they call it. These are 3 very powerful quarterbacks that can have huge weeks. The problem with that is that they can happen the same week, right? The likelihood of these guys finishing as top 3 quarterbacks in the same week is very high. And you taking them over spots for like a guy like Jacoby Myers or, you know, Josh Downs if he was the worst, you know, whatever. Matthew Golden right here could have been good with Jane Reed. Romeo Dobbs could have been good here. With Washington, you can go for some of these back-end stacks with an Antonio Williams who went right there. You could have taken, you know, just not the best structure in my opinion. Over here is where it's a little different. Look, Caleb Williams in the middle round, which is good. And then you go and you take small guys like Cam Ward, Sam Darnold, who aren't going to finish as top 3 quarterbacks tons of times, right? These guys are. Daniels, Herbert, and Love will. Ward's maybe one time a year, but Sam Darnold with Zach Charbonnet, I mean, that makes sense, right? Caleb Williams with Roma Dunze and Common guy. But I don't like Common this year. I really don't. But I see why he took him, because he had 2 Bears players. This team took 4 quarterbacks, with one of them being Joe Burrow. Like, why would you do that? It just you're losing so much value, in my opinion, of course. All right, we are up. We are going to just take one random quarterback. We're going to risk it on a Deshaun Watson here. Who knows? You know, we just need one more quarterback to fill out this roster. And we finished with a 3, 6, 7, and 2 build, which I really do like. I really do like. This is the difference. I took Tyler Warren in the middle rounds, right? And we all know that he's going to be a good tight end. Very well possible be the tight end 1 this year. Possible. Why would I waste another tight end spot around that? Right? I mean, I get it. Pat Freiermuth, and there's injuries. I get that. But if any of your top guys get hurt, you're probably going to lose anyways. So you can't be drafting scared of injury, right? Look, let's go to the Josh Allen team. Look at this. As we said earlier, this is a good team. This is very well built. Josh Allen with James Cook, that's a great stack. And he did take DJ Moore, and I fucking called it. Rewind the video, and I called that. And then look what he did. He took Ibuka in the 4th round, Godwin in the 8th round, and then Baker Mayfield right here in the 10th. That's a beautiful team. That is a beautiful team finishing with a 2, 6, 7, and 3. He didn't take a tight end early, so you take 3 tight ends later in the draft. It's a beautiful that's probably the best team. I'll give him that over me. And look, that badge is a moderately experienced badge. That means that he's won some money on this. He knows what he's doing. This guy right here, I don't know how he's a highly experienced guy. This is not that's not what you want to do, right? Tight end, he did well with Kittle and then 2 more tight ends at the end, especially Thomas. I think that's good. For the quarterback position, I think he really lost a lot of value. I think he really did. I get he needs to stack that with Caleb Williams, but yeah. So I hope you guys get a little bit of information. Again, this is just in case you guys, care. Another team right here, a 2, 5, 8, and 3 stack. He went running back early, so you can afford to not get 6 running backs, especially because it's Christian McCaffrey, Kenneth Walker. So then he goes wide receiver, stacks Zay Flowers with Lamar. And then from there, you kind of go out a balanced structure. 3 tight ends right here with Mark Andrews, a super stack Ravens team. Love that. I've been doing that a ton because they're going to be a good offense. Britton Strange down here, I think is going to be great. I don't know if he has any other stacks with him. And he might not, and that's okay. But, that you're shooting for that. You're shooting for stacks on good offenses. For some reason, he has a stack of the Jets, which is not good. You don't want that one to be your stack with Garrett Wilson and Omar Cooper Jr., but you guys get the picture. And you guys can see, me and Dom here, we've done some pretty decent amount of drafts, and I'm also in 3 slow ball drafts right now. These are cash games, so I'll even show you guys my teams on here. Jamaro with that one. This one I have Amon-Ra, Bowers, and Etienne, a very balanced team to start, so we'll see who falls to me there. And then this one, Taylor, Walker, McBride. So kind of going with that one guy strategy. The only reason I took McBride and not T. Higgins there was because McBride fell. McBride is supposed to go like right here. That's his ADP. He was 5, 6 spots below his ADP. You have to take Trey McBride there every time. That was Brock Bowers. I would have done the same thing. It's just Brock Bowers got reached on. Like, that's a huge reach. You don't want to do that in best ball. Because then, look, this guy could have Devon Achane at ADP. That's the value you want. So, all right, I kind of rambled. I'll cut some of this, but let's go do one more draft. All right, guys, we are back. And I always look at these little cash games here just to see where I can get in and maybe get a few more. Like, you want to build out your portfolio, not only with your players, but where your money is dispersed. Cash games, it's just you versus 11 other people. So sitting at $40 right now. I'll probably enter into these two as well, just because there's only one other person waiting, and they're just little drafts, right? We'll let that slow play help our winnings, maybe hedge a little bit for if we don't make the playoffs in any of those tournaments. But I'm confident that we can do well in those cash ones. So, like I said, let's go to one more draft today. The best ones are the Best Ball Mini. This one's 25. You don't want to mess with these. Big Dogs to 500. There's no shot I can ever do that. Massive 1,000. I have a few of these Pitbull games, me and Dom do. So we'll hopefully do good in that, but I want to just keep dispersing the money around as many drafts as possible. And we'll probably reload some money too. But let's go back into a pool, as they call it. Then I will, I'm going to pause it right here, and whenever it gets filled up, we'll be back. I do want to highlight this. That one $3 cash game that I just entered in randomly because it was close to being filled, it already started. And you can see it's 10 hours per draft pick. So that's why it's called a slow draft. You get plenty of time to everyone make their picks. 18 rounds, it takes a while. Back to the Poodle. Got filled up already. And I'm at the 11th spot, which is good. That's actually where I just got my cash game. So we are going to, it's going to be a completely different draft, essentially. All different players. But it's going to be the same format. We're going to let the board work with us. We're not going to reach on players. We're going to develop a good strategy early on based on how the board falls. The first 3 rounds, you're kind of just taking best available, and then you round out your strategy through the later rounds. Best ball is all about the later rounds. You're gonna, if you play enough contests and games in here, you're going to get every single first and second round. You're gonna. So it doesn't really matter who you take in the first 3 rounds. What matters is you being right in the later rounds and getting very lucky, of course. No highly experienced players in here, which is good. Gibbs, redraft, best ball, keeper, it doesn't matter. If Gibbs is there, Bijan's there, they're going to go first and second. That's not going to change, especially in best ball. You can't try and outsmart it. You have to take what's there. Jamar Chase, Puka. Right here should probably be JSN or Jonathan Taylor, but yeah. Jonathan Taylor, JSN, those two are both at like 5 ADPs, so they can flop around. Amon-Ra, I think next should be, see, that's a reach. Genty is a little bit of a reach there. Christian McCaffrey is, I think, before him. Jetta's, so now we're up. CeeDee Lamb, our ADP of 9, I'm getting him at 11. We're going to take that every time. We're going to do that every time because it's value. He's going to get 30-point spike weeks. He's going to be consistent. He's our star wide receiver. You know, guys, you know I love my star wide receivers. Right here. Beautiful. Amari Hampton, come to me. All right? Let me get you on this team. Let me show you the world, baby. I'm a big fan of Amari. Bought his jersey. First rookie jersey I bought besides Justin Herbert. Fun fact. I have not bought a single football jersey rookie player besides Amari Hampton and Justin Herbert. And it says a lot. Kenneth Walker, Devon Achane, Chase Brown, that's pretty well in on their ADP. Since these guys are going what it's called, it could be an anchor running back strategy. You're going to see them probably go tight end or wide receivers to follow that. Or maybe you get, this guy's probably going to go for Josh Allen. 100% will. If James Cook had fell on me, I would be taking Josh Allen right here, 311. 10 times out of 10. Because you have to do that. And then you unfortunately have to take DJ Moore here at the 5'11 spot. But that is how you play the game. And then you could get really nasty and backdoor it with Kincaid, or Keon Coleman, or Khalil Shakur. Skylar Bell, if you're a real ball knower, you could do that. But we're not. We're going to be looking for Dak. We're going to be looking for Herbert in the later parts of the draft. So I already know now. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go for a high-end quarterback. I'm going to go for Dak and Herbert. And then I'm going to try and find a couple more stacks that I could fall back on if I don't get those players. I would probably, I don't think I'd reach. I don't think I have to reach on Dak and Justin. Last draft, I was at the 3 spot, and they were outside of my ADP range where it would have been a reach. But I might get lucky, or I might get one of them. I should get one of them. Just thinking out loud here before I even look at the ADP, because, like I said, I'm a ball nowhere. Could be looking at a bear stack at some point. Because Luther Burden's going to fall pretty close to me. I mean, 38, it's not perfect, but we'll see who's available. All right, if Isaiah Flowers falls to me, then we're talking Lamar. Then we're talking a Ravens stack. That's fine by me. I'm seeing it later parts of the drafts. Ravens and Bill stacks. In the middle, you can get a Herbert stack really well. Caleb, another middle guy. Here's the thing to do I be a dick and take this guy's Bills team? Because I know that's what he's going for. I will bet you guys $1 million that he sniped him. That's stupid. Why would he do that? Why would he not take T. Higgins right there? That's stupid. He reached on him. Kyron falls to me. I'm going to take my pants off. Kyron falls to me. Alright. You heard him. You heard me. I mean, it says, again, your personal feelings about Kyron and Corum doesn't matter. Kyron's going to have big weeks. That's all I care about. So now, we're going to think about Matthew Stafford at the end of drafts. We're going to think about Terrence Ferguson, Colby Parkinson, maybe Devontae Adams if he falls to the 5'11". I don't care. I don't think he will fall to me, but... So my next pick is going to be 38. If Buka just got taken, I really liked him. So now we're looking at Javonte, Tet, and Garrett Wilson. I think I'm going to go Ted Roy McMillan here just because I don't have a high exposure of him. Right? Could have picked Javonte, probably should have. But I felt good with those guys. I wanted to go just more balanced. And this is a balanced team. We're not going quarterback early. We're going to go quarterback later in the draft. Right here. So he's going anchor running back. He should have went T. Higgins right there. I don't know why he didn't. Joe Burrow probably could have fallen him, and then his team would have been godly. So now I'm looking at guys like Carnell Tate. I'm looking at Brian Thomas. I'm looking at... I don't like Christian Watson a lot. I'm looking at Bijan Tootin. There is zero reason why I'd ever draft DJ Moore because I don't have Josh Allen. Let's go back to the board here. Let's see what it's turning out to be. So Amon-Ra, Drake London, Travis Etienne, Colston Loveland. I just feel like if you're going to go... I mean, that's a balanced team. That's fine. But you probably should have took Josh Jacobs right there. I mean, you probably should have. I think Josh Jacobs is going to play. It's going to be fine. The Chargers were dropped. Were settled already. Kind of a weird situation, but I think that guy should have went Josh Jacobs just because of the value you can get at the later parts of the draft. You can get a Sam Laporta and a Kyle Pitts at the end of the draft and then stack them. Boom. So then you have 4 really good players every single week as opposed to a tight end early who, let's be honest, he's being taken really high right now. I mean, going over Tyler Warren off of, let's be honest, 5 good games out of close to 11 last year? 5? And not including the playoffs where he did really good? I don't know. It's best ball, though, man. It's best ball. Colson Levitt can for sure get 35 any given week. So, I would assume that he's going to try and go for a Caleb Williams stack whenever he comes around, which should be... It should be right by him, so it might be a good strategy for him. I really don't want to take Christian Watson. I really don't. But I'm probably going to and then look for a Jordan Love stack. You guys see what I'm doing. You guys see what we're doing. We're just constantly thinking. Tootin and Watson both at 56 ADP. I'm going to be drafting at 59. So if either of those guys fall to me, I'm chilling. Right? The problem is going to be if Bucky falls to me. That's going to be a problem. Because I don't, okay, thank God. I didn't want to make that mistake. So, we get this. I think we take Tootin here. I think we take Tootin. We really lock up our running back room here, and we can forget about running back for a while, honestly. And there's a chance Watson falls to us still. Probably not, probably not likely, but now look at this monster right here that we can maybe walk into. Look at this monster we can walk into right here. If we're lucky. Probably won't get too lucky, but if not, no big deal. I'll take Brian Thomas. Wow. So that guy took Brian Thomas for me. So I'll take Rome Odunze. 5 spots after ADP. I'll take that all day. Why wouldn't you? Yeah, I can't stack them with Caleb, but I mean, dude, that's just great value. And see, look, our plan A is still in the works right here. I'm liking this. I like this a lot right now. I really like this team. No, we're gonna go tight end late. If we get Dak and Herbert, we can go Gadsden. We can go Ferguson. This is looking great. This is looking really, really good. I really don't want to take both. So if I have to pick, I would probably pick. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't know. I'd probably pick Dak just because Ferguson's going to be better than Gadsden. There's a chance I don't get Gadsden. But if Dak goes and I can get Quentin and Justin Herbert, I really do wish Brian Thomas fell there. But it's okay. Because look, Trevor Lawrence right here. I'm going to have to make a decision. My next pick is 83. So, any of those quarterbacks, and wow, someone just reached really bad on Quentin Johnston. That's a huge reach. I get it. He's not going to make it back to you, but you got to bite the bullet, man. So, what's that do? That creates value for me now. I'm also going to throw in Alec Pearson in this queue and Cortland Sutton because I'm not going to go quarterback. Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert, they can both very easily score as top 3 quarterbacks every single week. On those high-powered offenses, it's very possible. So we're in a great spot, guys. We're in a great spot. Dak gets taken, that's fine. I'll go Cortland Sutton, and then I'll look at Herbert or Trevor Lawrence on the turn. I mean, we're in a great spot. He took Joe Burrow, so he's not going to take quarterback. He took Lamar. I doubt he takes a quarterback, but he's fucking good, I guess. I don't know. We've seen a lot of shit. Here's the problem. He has Brian Thomas. I know for a fact he will take Trevor Lawrence if I don't. Fuck. Well, I'm taking Dak. But how much you want to bet money? I bet he takes him. Right there, Tilo. Or right here, Tilo. He's gonna take Tilo. There's no way he does. Or maybe he takes Herbert, actually. Maybe he does take Herbert. He has I didn't see that. Harvey. I hate Harvey this year, but okay. He needs a running back, I guess. Yeah, there's Herbert. So I know T-Law's right here, but I don't want him. So we're gonna go Chris Godwin here. 2 spots above ADP, which does suck, but it's fine. There's no reason to take Lawrence there. Especially if it was just a stat. Like, if I did get Brian Thomas, that would make it immensely harder for me to not pick Lawrence right there, but just a stack with Tootin, I'm gonna take Godwin, who looks pretty good right now, actually. So, am I talking myself into it? Sure, but who cares? Very balanced team right now. I'm loving the spots. All right, back in sacks here. Could go Baker. Baker probably won't fall to me, so probably gonna have to do a lower end stack like a Cam Ward and Gunnar Helm, or a Malik Willis and Greg Dulcich. Forgot his name for their first name. Wow, Trevor Lawrence is really falling. I mean, someone's going to get insane value. Look, it's 85, and we're at almost 95. So that's great value for somebody. And He doesn't take him with Parker Washington, mind you. This team's terrible. This team's terrible. This team will not win. This team might get dead last. And the reason why is because he has Brock Bowers and Trey McBride. You do not want to go bully. That's the worst strategy in all of fantasy football and best ball. It's the worst. You can only play one tight end. If you're going to put a tight end in your flex spot a week, right, over guys like Neighbors, Olave, ETN, you're good. I can't fucking believe Trevor Lawrence. I can't believe it. There's poor Jared Goff right there. Makes sense. And you got Jameson Williams. Great team right here. Great team. There he is. I can't believe he fell to 100. That's crazy value. Maybe, I mean, the best value in the draft right there, and then the worst 2 picks in the draft. I mean, in terms of strategy. Fantasy football's funny, man. I like this team right here. JSN, AJ Brown, stacked him with Drake May. Wouldn't be surprised if he tries to target Hunter Henry later on in the draft. That's a really popular super stack. Maybe Romeo Dobbs, fuck it, you know. Kyle Pitts right here. Don't mind it, right? You can't stack everybody. I get that. Kyle Pitts is, I think Kyle Pitts' ADP was actually 107, so that's still kind of a reach, but. All right, Kenny Gainwell, please, baby. That would be awesome. Kenny Gainwell would be awesome. That's just wonderful. This draft is going phenomenal. I mean, it's going phenomenally right now. And do I double dip here? Maybe at 110, Rashad White looks to be falling perfectly to me. I don't really care to take Matthew Stafford, to be honest. I mean, that stack with Kyron doesn't really excite me. So why not take up Jonathan Brooks, too? I mean, this could get fun. This could get really fun, especially because Tyrone McMillan right there, there's a stack. It's not a great stack, but it's easy. And I got my decision made for me. Jonathan Brooks at the 110, it's great value. We're looking super balanced right now. Loving it. I might actually stop taking running backs. Personally, I feel confident with those 5 running backs. I really do. Week 7 will suck with Hampton and Tootin out on bye, but I think Kyron and Kenny Gainwell or Brooks can easily compensate for that. And if I don't have a good scoring week 7, give some thought, right? You just have to be the 2 top scoring teams the whole season. One bad week, or maybe one average week, whatever. Fuck it. Right, no one else has by week 7. By week 10 might be a problem. So I'm definitely going to go wide receiver. Or at least start. Baker fell to me. Oh man, that'd be awesome. That'd be so awesome. So let's look around here. Maybe, I think now my target's actually it's now Bryce Young, which is gross. You don't want to stack Bryce Young. But I mean, if we're gonna go for it, we're gonna go for it. See how we're feeling right now. I love this team. I think this is one of the best teams I've gotten. I think, and it may not seem, it may not seem like it in terms of a redraft standpoint, but for best ball, it's beautifully constructed. Stacked with CD and Dak. I'm gonna target Terrence Ferguson or Jake Ferguson, sorry, later in the draft. Get that perfect, right? Kenny Gainwell and Chris Godwin maybe can get lucky with. Well, never mind. Baker Mayfield's taken, which was probably around where he was supposed to go. So not a bad pick at all. But it's like, why? Like, why did he take him though? He has no. Why did he take him? He has no bucks. There's no bucks. Unless he goes Kate Otten later, but he already has 2 tight ends, so if he takes Kate Otten, let's see what other teams I like right now. I really liked this team until he went Herbert Knicks back-to-back picks. I get it, we're Bo Nix this whole round later. He probably got good value out of him, so if that was the case, good on him. Let's see what we're looking like right here. Let's see. Jay Ferguson, don't you even do it. Don't you. Guys. Oh, this is great. This is going so much better than I could have even imagined. This is going so well. This is going so well. I think we take wide receiver here. I really don't want to go Coker. I don't want to triple stack the fucking Panthers. But Diggs and Hunter, call my name. Which is good because Stephon Diggs just got took. I'm gonna take Travis Hunter, stack him with Bashaw Tootin, probably triple stack him with Britton Strange later on this draft. If we have to make our this might guys. I'm really not trying to hype this up too much. But if we can go on this next turn with Britton Strange and Bryce Young, dude, this is gonna be this draft might be, and it doesn't seem that way. Like, I'm getting excited about Travis Hunter and Jake Ferguson. Think about that. That's not good. Like, you don't want to be excited about those guys. But in this best ball, especially on this team, it's amazing. This is amazing. I'm really, really liking this right now. Cam Ward goes to the team with no other Titans. So, I'm sorry, Wandale. Perfect. Right stack right there. Maybe he goes Gunnar Helm. You know, you don't need another quarterback, so you shut down your drafts right there. Really weak on running back though. That is the problem. And I get it. He hasn't really had this round kind of got unlucky for him. He didn't get a good running back option, so he was forced to take Kincaid, which I'm sure he wasn't mad at considering his stack, but 3 quarterbacks with Daniels, Dart, and Jones. Why do that? You know, Daniels and Dart are going to score in the top 10 every single week because of the rushing upside. I get it if one of them gets hurt. But again, if your best quarterback gets hurt, you're screwed regardless. Daniel Jones with Alec Pierce and Tyler Warren made sense. And he saw every opportunity to stack. And I'm not saying it's bad. And Taylor too, but I saw it. Daniel Jones is a great pick. I kind of shit on this team, but I'm kind of like, I understand why he did it. This team still sucks. This is so dumb. I don't care. Another instance right here on this first team, right? Went Jalen Hurts to stack with Devontae Smith, and then went with Mahomes to stack with Rashee Rice. Dude, guys, what the fuck is going on? I'm getting every person like I need. This is great. I'll draft every Jacksonville player if I need to. I don't care. They're gonna score 28 points a game. That's 4 touchdowns. Bashaw Tootin get 1. Travis Hunter have his random 30-point spike week, which he will. Britton Strange. This is perfect. I'm honestly so excited about perfect business. I don't care who I take it to. It's all working. It's all going well. The quarterback room is a little weak. I won't lie. Quarterback room is very weak. That part does suck. So we're gonna take Denzel Boston for ADP reasons. I could have went Flinoy there, but Denzel Boston had a better ADP value. So now we're looking at Rodgers. We are looking at Freiermuth. If I can't get any of them, then I'll look at Geno and where is Mitchell? Not Mitchell. That's just the only guy I know at this point who's still available on the Jets. It doesn't sort by team either, which kind of sucks. So you kind of have to like really know ball. So like guys like Chris would not be good at this because he doesn't know any ball. So I'm not gonna get Rodgers. At least I don't think I will. But again, I mean, everyone in this fucking draft has taken 48 quarterbacks, so maybe he does fall. Bryce Young would have been nice. I probably would have went Bryce Young and then Strange. That would have been a perfect world, but it's fine. I cannot complain with this draft. This draft has been phenomenal. And I also think I star Deshaun Watson right here. Again, you never know. You never know. I don't think Shadur is a good quarterback. I think Deshaun Watson, with the amount of money he's getting paid, they're going to play him. And what do I know? Could go Zachariah Branch, actually. Could mess with that. Sean Tucker, again, I'll take him. I got a good Tampa Bay stack here. And like I said, Kenny Gainwell and Bucky Irving are not the goal line guys. So push comes to shove, they get on the 1 yard line 4 times a game. If they do, I bet Sean Tucker gets at least 2 of those touches. That's 12 points. That's huge, especially on that week 7 bye. You know, so he gets taken, which is fine. That's no big deal at all. I'm actually really good with my running back, so if I don't get any more, I'll be fine. I might take like a random guy at the end. I think on this turn I'm gonna go Mitchell or Geno, just so I really don't get back into a hole. Since he's taken 2 quarterbacks, I don't see that he would take Geno. He's got 2 quarterbacks, he wouldn't take Geno. He might. I don't see why he would, because they don't have any Jets players. So like the main problem here would be a Garrett Wilson team. And he took Stribling, so I'm gonna get Geno. I'm pretty confident. Zachariah Branch goes, that's fine. Would have been cool to have. I don't have any shares of him this year. And then Dylan Sampson falls. So I'm going to take Adonai Mitchell just to make sure I get him, because he's more important. And then we're going to look for Geno in this turn. 2 spots ahead of ADP, which sucks, but wow, U.S. men's team loses in the 98th minute. That's crazy. Shout out soccer, bro. Shout out soccer. So with my last 2 picks, I'd probably feel more comfortable going quarterback and tight end. I know that Dak is one of those mid-tier guys that you don't need to take 3, but at this point of the draft, I would be able to stack Watson with Denzel Boston, and I'd be able to stack. Well, I guess I wouldn't need Freiermuth at this point, so let's take him off. Let's look around where. Okay, so Terrence Ferguson, wouldn't mind him at all. Braylon Allen, obviously wouldn't mind him. Looking at the board, quarterbacks really do fall off, so. But I can wait on Watson. If I need to take Shadur, then I'll take Shadur. But I'll see how I'm feeling. Right now, I feel pretty good. Why did he take Mendoza? Like, why? You have Herbert and Nix, and you have no Raiders players. See, all that is a scared pick. That's drafting scared. You have no reason to take him right there. You could have got a guy like Emmett Johnson, who, I get it, won't probably play much, if at all. But you never know. And I know for a fact Mendoza will not outscore Bo Nix and Justin Herbert probably once this whole season. So literally, what is the point? They don't even share bye weeks. Are you that scared that both of them are going to get hurt? Braylon Allen goes. That's a reach. I'm good on wide receiver. I'm not going to take any more so wide receivers off my board. Great wide receiver. Just fucking phenomenal. Do I have any Cardinals? I was going to say maybe I could get Jacob set, but no point to. Especially when I know Deshaun Watson's going to be free here in about 4 picks, so. I'm going to take a tight end regardless. Could go Njoku. That's kind of a reach, so I'll take the value here. I kind of like Eli Stowers. Let's take him. Let's take Stowers. I'm gonna fuck man. Let's stay. I know I just went against what I said about stacking, but I don't think I've dropped Stowers once, so let's try them. And we'll finish off Sean Watson, just to really make sure we're good at quarterback. Last pick in the draft doesn't. And this would be a case where if Dak did go down, then I'm screwed. So we need to just, need to be safe. And Deshaun Watson has played all this year, so be it. It's the last pick of the draft, or my draft. So fucking phenomenal draft. At the end there kind of didn't end well for me, I would say. I was able to stack Gino with Mitchell, who I think is actually working out well right now in camp. Was able to stack Deshaun Watson with Denzel Boston, which can be good. Stowers was just a pick there to just to get somebody. I could have went Ferguson, but I actually prefer Colby Parkinson, honestly. So I'm really happy about that. I think we have the best team, guys. I think we have the best team. I think we maneuvered these first 10 rounds, first 11 rounds, truthfully, beautiful. And then finish. I mean, guys, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Not getting a quarterback was kind of concerning, but like I can't take Bryce Young for the Carolina stack. I can't. That's 15 spots ahead of ADP. That's a stupid reach for no reason. When I can just backdoor stack with right down here. So I really like this draft. I think that's going to be a good one. And this tournament, first place gets 40K. But if we can get into the playoffs of the big tournament, that'd be huge. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Just trying something new. Like I said, give a proper send off to the mom and pop studio. Just something fun, something wholesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys learned something. And if you guys want to see more, I will do tons more of these because this was fun. I probably wasn't the best quality because this was my first time ever doing it. And there's probably some more cuts than I would like to make. But I had a blast doing this. So that's it for me. See you guys in a couple months for the draft. Maybe we'll do an intro video and a retirement video. Maybe we'll do some stuff. But regardless, fantasy's almost here, boys. And you guys better be fucking locked in because I'm coming for that first place again. I'm coming back for my throne. Seriously. Alright. See ya.